Hello and welcome to the live stream. Today we're gonna work on something new. So I don't got anything set up right now. Um, so I'm just gonna begin doing something because I wanna do a feel-good melody, like a typical, like summary track with a lot of feel-good vibes. So I'm just starting out something. I don't have anything in mind, just like this very soft melody which I'm trying to create in my head. Like this feels like it's workable from, because it has like a very stylized beginning with this here, and then we have like this, I don't know, other part. What I'm trying to do now is we gonna copy this, maybe put some other keys in here. Like maybe go down like this. And then maybe stay on that key and create that same swivel, but just half an octave down. Maybe it works, maybe it don't. So with this, we have actually a melody which we can work from. Like, it's not the best, it doesn't like has everything I wanted to go, but it's okay, I guess. So with this, we can actually work on some chords. If I work with chords, I like to use a piano because pianos are have this very meaty sound, which I really love in like melodic tracks. So the first key is an E. So we're trying to create an E chord. We can go major, we can go minor. I have to see. This is completely off. This is shit. This is shit. This could work. This works. But the only problem is like we need to swivel it a bit and to see where oh, actually, why does this work? This makes no sense. It has to be one key down, actually. But the E chord worked. why does the E chord works? It should be somewhere here, actually. Maybe we can make that work. Ooh, this could be a good progression, actually. I like how this sounds. We could put a delay. This sounds terrible. You don't need to say that it sounds terrible. I know that it sounds terrible. Maybe push it to the front. And then it swivels like, where does this go? And here we could put a delayed chord, but like we could go back to the roots here with this. Then put like an denda, like this. And then we could like change up the chords by starting back down. And where it like hits this in the root here, like here. This is to the end. We could go in a C chord like dun dun do dun do do, like where's the C actually? We could go like this and then this and this, I guess. This should be okay, I think. I'm not sure. Then comes an ice, which could go like it's not common thing what I'm doing here, so don't copy that. This sounds terrible. Nice. Just my style. Terrible sounding chords. It's a good chord, but it's not the right chord. Go something like this, maybe. We need to see. Then we could go like very aggressive, style-laced delay chord with. And then we could go like this, swivel back up onto the B chords, like doing that. We could look how it sounds. Could go like very aggressive chording because I want to effect that out of heaven anyway, so and go something like this. I know what you're thinking, like, V, that sounds terrible over the chord. But actually, keep it like this. Then we're gonna go with the effects. We put on a fart reverb, like a very fart one, because reverb is nice, I think. Could pick the sidechain after that, maybe. I have to see. And you already get that really dreamy sound, which I'm after. Then we go with some plugins. We put some Ozone Imaging on it, because Ozone, it makes stuff sound even dreamier than it has to be. Maybe put down the volume a bit down. Then we OTT that shit, give it a down pass out, and put on some mid and tops, because mid and tops. I actually want to keep the bass in. So now that we got the piano down, we group that shit, and we add on a string. I usually use a string of Ableton, because I really like the off-the-world strings here, where are strings there, because you can put them on an interval of 0, and with a bit of play, if you play with the attack and release, you can get that really suri sound like. You hear that? And if you put some brightness on this and put down the release of Tot, you get like this. And that is what I'm after, like a really cool chord line. You could actually use just the of the world strings. Actually, I want to make the piano less prominent. I really like that Moti-esque piano, which it plays like dan 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 dan, really in your face, but I feel like it doesn't fit this mood. So what I'm gonna do is put some attack on it, so that the initial key hit gets masked. Or maybe put the brightness and the glue down. I could feel like we could put some marimba in there. Like not that one. That is also not really. Yeah. This is terrible. Yeah, like this. Put down the volume a bit. I just want that hiss. So this is right up the alley I wanted it to be. And now we come to the late synth back, because I want to test out the late. Like, I feel that is too aggressive for this track. But this is also too weak. So what I'm gonna do is actually not care and start with the drum rig. So we are on a disc here, I think. If I'm not wrong. We're on a disc. So we need these drums. And we need a fat kick. I like fat kicks. Like, there hasn't to be a fat kick, actually. Just let me think. Yeah. So we go with a kick drum, and we usually take a punchy kick. Like, I don't feel like any of these is a good choice, actually. So I'm actually looking at the chords and the bass key of the chords, which is prominent in every. So we could go with one like this one, and we have to see if it sounds off. We go with 127 because I need it to be hard. Maybe could lay it with the top layer of this one, and so we reduce here the filtering a bit. So we envelope it a bit. Oh, actually, fuck the fucking top kick. This has it. This has the thing I want. This really numb kick sounds really good. Maybe I'll leave that in and see how it sounds on a different track, just in case it betters out the sound immensely. But I really like that washed out kick. This is way too hard, actually, for this. I really like this numb kick with no tops on it. It really has this. It really has the feel I want to create for the track. So now we have the feel down. I actually want to put some claps on it. We go with this clap because we need a dried out clap. We don't need anything too flashy, too loud. We need something. Like this has a feel, hasn't it? It goes really good. Now we come to my head design. Usually I go with very hard heads. I don't know if this is the right call for this trick. So I'm gonna try. I always have to try. I really like my own hats. So I usually go something like with this and go in between. And then this key I go for the open and I put one in front. It actually fits the mood, but I want to turn it on a bit. This was too much, like this. I want this washed out sound with really old school club parts. So now we need the bass, and for the bass I wanted to do something I actually don't do much. I wanted to use a different bass. I usually use very hard basses, but today I wanted to go with something like an piano bass, like this, but deep, very deep. I don't like that bass at all, but I like the progression somewhat. So I'm keeping it in because of that. Maybe this sounds better. actually trying to do right now is to find out where I put my keys. So I'm trying out. Now we're gonna see if this sounds good on a real bass. Like, this is a real bass. This is no joke of a bass, this is a real one. It's way too deep, because I usually play higher. It's way too hard, I know. We need some space for the keys. When I need to say some space for the keys, I mean like the bass has a kind of after sort, like plays like boom, and then it like has a release. We call this release when we make music. So when you don't, if you put the keys legato means like this key ends exactly where this key starts, and you have a bass with a bit of release, the release gets cancelled and it just flows over into the next key. It actually doesn't get cancelled, it plays on, but it muds up the sound and stuff. So you want up the bass to be like this, where you like have a specific spot where the bass stops to play, so that it doesn't mud up the sound and it has some room to develop itself. I call this the bass needs to fall, because if it doesn't fall, it's just like an instrument playing in the background, but this is like this, it gets more prominence. And this has a pretty good sound to it already. I need something like a ride. This could work. So what I'm doing now is the ride has like a very hard hitting moment, but we want that because we want the beat to be more carrying, but at the same time don't want that the ride overwhelms our drum kit. So what we do is have a fade out. Shortly after the ride fades out itself, so you actually don't need a fade out usually. I like to do it because I think the rides mud up my sound way too much. They are like noise garbage, if you understand what I mean. Like, I want the initial hit, I want to make the kick a bit more prominent, a bit more hissy in the tops. I want to make the kick more kicky. with a ride, because the ride is like an impact instrument. But then I want it to be gone, but I don't want to hard chop it like psst, psst, psst. This sounds dumb. Like if I do it like this, for example. If I play it in a gate. Why doesn't it? It's like still playing trigger, even though I put it on a gate, and I don't understand that. Whatever, you'll understand what I mean if I chop it up like this. Without a fader. I don't want it to play like this. But right now it's mudding up my sound, so I don't want that. So what I do is make a fade out just after the moment I want it to be gone. So it's gone quicker. For everyone who doesn't like the bass, I also have a different bass for actually this kind of tracks, but it usually doesn't fit in that well, so okay, right. Maybe I could play both. This is actually not too bad. It's actually not bad at all. I like that. Could definitely use that. So, after this is done, we usually move on to some kind of effect work or stuff like that. But I feel like the melody could use a bit more wham, because it's like very soft, but it's like a very the takeoff synth could maybe work. So I'm actually trying to make this lead a bit more, a bit stronger actually, but I. As easy as that, you can have like a working drum kit. A working lead. Ambient. And bass. Like it. I really like it actually. It's maybe a bit blank and a bit easy. But like if you like want to make it more hexagon housey, you actually could do something pretty easy. Now I'll show you what hexagon house is all about and why I hate this fucking music genre. Hexagon house called Hexagon, why? Because Don Diablo was on Hexagon Records, is doing something like this. I think it's not wrong. You see how long it took for me to create Hexagon House? If you want to make it a bit more meaty, you could go into OSR and put this up to any value above 3 and under 10. But we won't do that. And if you put this on the sound right now, it sounds like so. Could put it also on 8 and do like. You see how easy it is. And you can play with this like a lot. You can do something very crazy and do something like this. And in combination with the synth, it would create a real crazy synergy. Some people like that. I stick to the 16th and 8th. This was 58s more, I think. We have this lead, okay, and this lead sounds good and all, but it feels meaty. It lacks the meat. It feels meaty in its core, but it isn't meaty yet. So what we're gonna do is put some OTT in, punch up this mids, put it down to a very low percentage because I already have an OTT on this, and we don't want it to overblast the fucking track. And what we're gonna do now is Ozone, because I freaking love Ozone. Ozone is a very good plugin to just create very stereo sounds. Now we're gonna put a cray cray ass chorus in front. And what we're going to now is really cool, and it's called delay ping ponging. We go in a ping pong delay, we duplicate it because we need 2 of these readies, and so we just take the top frequencies, 1 more toppy, 1 more midi, we put it on fade, I really like fade, and activate the ping pong. Never forget the ping pong, because you want it to make ping pong. We put this on 15, we put this on 15, we put the other one on 15, we put the other one on 15. Keep in mind, every effect like delay, chorus and reverb washes out your sound, so keep in mind that you need to maybe adjust the leveling volume after you put in a reverb. Some work the different way around, like an OTT. An OTT usually compresses your sound and makes it feel more loud to the hearer because more sound is in less space. So sometimes you need to adjust that volume down if you do a compression or saturation. If you do like washing out your sound with reverbs and choruses, you may need to adjust it up. So always watch at this meter. Usually you should keep it under yellow. I mix with already and mixed, so I don't fucking care. Don't do it like me. Be a good music projectionist. What we have now is called double S ping pong, which goes like on the one ear it goes like do do, and then the other one it goes like dun, 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 dun. And this is what we were. We could actually put more of that in there. You hear like it sounds a bit off now, and if you deactivate these, it has more power. And now it has less power. How you fix that in Ableton is simply put a utility in, put this 1 or 2 decibels higher, matter of fact how much you need, and power is back. I really like that. I hope I could help you understand something about music production and how I work, but I'm kind of getting drawn out by this, and I don't really know how I want to do the progression of the track itself. I have some ideas, like I could get started and like finish it later. In my head, I would start with just a kick, and this instrument here. Why? Because it's a good instrument. What I would do is actually deactivate everything except why with the kick in this? I want to establish the atmosphere. The atmosphere is that kind of washed out sounding housey feel, so I want it to be real smooth and something like that. You could add that like later, for example, Brev, show me your automation, go in here. So then we get something like this. Usually, actually for this track I want to do something different. Usually I go from kick to kick clap, but this time I want to go from kick to snares, to heads. Why? This creates a really cool sound, which sounds somewhat like this. This is your tech house feel. Actually, now that I'm listening to this, I want an arpeggio in here. So what we're gonna do is, I really like that one synth in Ableton, which is also present in some of the lead synths and stuff. It's a lead key, and it's the mod and synth blip. And we put on the. And what we're gonna do is put an arpeggio on that, to kind of emphasize on the arpegginess of this track. With steps up. In eighths with 50%, with 100%. And not in. And I need to do this in legato. this kind of submarine feel to it. Usually it's no good thing to copy this kind of synth into itself because they don't go with one another, but I'll try. And that's the reason why you don't, because this sounds terrible, but I maybe want to pitch it up. I want it like really soft, but I actually don't want the lower frequencies in, but I need them just to get this kind of submarine feel. So what I'm gonna try to do is hard filter it with a bandpass. A bandpass is actually like a straight up gate. It doesn't allow anything to come through. It doesn't allow anything to come past a certain treatment. You hear like it's a night and day difference. I put it on bypass. It's like this elevator as house music, and I really love that. So, what the thing is that it's way too hard to introduce this sound like this, but because I added the chorus and I added the OTT and I added the ozone, and maybe I leave the delay in, so I want to deactivate that. But I like how it fades in with this kind of envelope. So what I'm actually gonna do is I take this and I push it back down here to where it begins. The problem is it only starts here, so we're gonna do this and we're gonna delete the other ones so they don't come in on a way later, because we know how this comes into bites our asses later. So we just gonna do it like this, and now soft. And now I wanna do something very, very tech housey, and this is a long kick relieved phase. And this is space to put in effects and stuff. So, but I do the rest later.